It's too hot. And I have got too many ideas. Does anyone else find this? You know, I've got so many ideas and it's too hot and I've got so little will to actually go through with the ideas. I just thought I'd run you through some of the ideas that are currently in my head. Only the rubbish ones, obviously, because all the good ones I'm not gonna share. There are no good ones. It's all of these. I mean, on my YouTube channel, there are loads of things I'd still like to do. I need to continue the Pokemon things. They require a lot of editing and things. I want to watch the Fast and the Furious films and review those, except I don't really want to watch the Fast and the Furious films. I kind of think it might be entertaining, but I don't really want to watch them. But I think the videos would be good. So that's a thing. I also want to go through like all of my DVD. I mean, in life, I need to go through all my DVD collection. And like put it together and re-alphabetize it, because I last did it like 5 or 6, 7, 8, a long time ago, and so the folders that I've got are nowhere near like all of my DVDs or anything. I've kind of stopped buying DVDs, so I think it would be a fairly definitive thing, apart from when I buy like 10 cheap ones from CEX. I mean, this is just one of the folders, just heaving. I think the idea would be that I would watch some of the ones that I've not watched and do a kind of snap or save thing. So, yeah, I mean, I've got loads of random DVDs that I've never watched, like How to Irritate People, or I've seen How to Doc Human Nature. What is that? I don't know. I bought a vampire motorcycle. I think that's got Neil Morrissey in. Iron Hero, that's one of the Asylum knockoffs. And yeah, I mean, I guess the whole idea is that what I would do is I would, you know, take a disc like this and I would watch it, and then I would either save or snap. But they're actually quite hard to snap, and I don't want to risk like bits going in my eye or something. So, but because I know how people love it when I destroy stuff, as evidenced by the Z-Box video. If you look it up, Z-Box video gone horribly wrong or something. I can't remember what I called it. It was clickbaity. And yeah, people were like, oh, don't destroy things. But I will destroy things. I mean, what I also need to do is get a better computer. That is like on my top of my list of priorities. I think I've got about £250 at the moment, sort of spare. I mean, I'm not plugging my Patreon, but you know, patreon.com/PDT if you want to help get Pete a new computer so he can make better stuff fund. Yeah, so birthday money plus sort of other bits. Yeah, I'm kind of I can spend about £300 on one. I don't know if I can get a decent laptop for £300 though, so I might need to wait for £400, £500. Yeah, so just keep sending the money, guys, and I'll keep trying to like save money. That'll probably be the main thing that I'll do. Anyway, so many ideas that aren't related to me scrounging money off my friends who have already put up with a lot and who aren't really getting a lot in return. Although that said, there are 5 episodes of my podcast Ranger Pod out this week. If you just go to rangerpod.com, we're doing the Green with Evil saga. The Green Ranger turning up, being evil, getting redeemed at the end. Spoilers. And yeah, there's 5 of them out this week. It's some of the best ones we've done, and it's a great jumping on point. I don't think you need to be a Power Ranger fan, just someone who's like seen it as a kid, really. Anyway, other ideas. Last night I was talking about the fact I'd like to write some kind of humorous book. First of all, it's going to be about like cult TV, and then I thought specifically about kids TV. There's probably a lot of comedy to be mined from some of the more obscure shows there. I don't mean like Scooby-Doo, they were all on drugs, ha ha ha. But you know, like the sort of morality of Burner's Watch, or I don't know, something about Woof. So that's a top idea. That one. I'd like to do more kind of let's play type things, although I don't think I've really nailed it in the past. So again, that needs work. You know, I still want to sort of write some kind of book. So there's that. There's I'd quite like to write a fiction book. I've got an idea in my head called something like The Litter Picker, and it's kind of a slightly Doctor Who-esque thing, but the premise is that the main character is like some kind of, she's someone who goes back, who's basically tasked with going back and picking up after time-travelling tourists. And it turns out that one of the things they left behind was, well, one of the things the guy left behind was basically his sperm. And so she ends up sort of taking pity on the sort of child that that's become, or the man that. Yeah, I think the idea is that she would only be able to take things from the timeline once their effect on it had been kind of leveled out, because they weren't meant to be there, but they had become there. So she would take this guy at the point where he was no longer going to have any effect on the future, and that's the big joke premise that I don't know. I'm just rambling, just giving you some of the ideas that I'm probably never going to do. I'd still like to do more bloody podcasts, which is insane because I already do 2 of them, and I'm not giving much attention to one of them. So we still need to get series 2 of the Mostly Made Up Doctor Who episode guide out. We're about like halfway through writing that. We've recorded 3 of them. Yeah, God. Yeah, I mean, I've got a few possible kind of sitcom-y type ideas. One about a group of geeks, because, you know, imagination. And one a bit of a sort of Star Trek parody type thing. Like, basically, the night shift. I think that's what I was going to call it, the night shift. Like, the people who take over from Kirk and Spock and, you know, people like that overnight. So that's an idea. You know, I'd like to do some more kind of general geeky stuff. In terms of like podcasts and things, you know, I'd love to do some kind of like call-in radio show where we're just like chatting the week's geeky topics. But I don't know how I'd make that happen. You know, if anyone can make that happen and actually ensure that I get calls and things, that's the difficult bit. You know, I could set up a Spreaker thing, not that easily, but fairly easily. But yeah, so that's an idea. Oh god, there's so many ideas, even though I've given you like 5 or 6 of them. They're all brilliant ideas. I mean, obviously at the moment, I'm still putting out the weekly Doctor Who articles for Den of Geek. So those need to finish before I can really do anything else. Because they take up like 10 hours of my week just writing and researching and obviously watching. I get to see the first part of the finale tonight, so yay me. I don't like people who boast about that kind of thing, though. You know, there's people who are like, "Oh yeah." It annoyed me a couple of weeks ago. There was, I'm going to say it, spoilers for The Empress of Mars. If you've not watched it, there was a cameo from the character Alpha Centauri from the Curse of Peladon and the Monster of Peladon, and I mean, I got to watch it before. You know, I got to watch it as a lot of the reviewers online were watching it. And then in the couple of days that followed, you know, people were saying, "Oh, you know, there's a classic character coming back," and I thought, how amazing would it have been if people got to see it without knowing there was any kind of. And I got to see it without knowing that, and it was wonderful. Anyway, yeah, so there's that. Yeah, I'd like to do more kind of watching through things. I know it's a tried and tested format, but yeah, I'd really like to kind of have some more strands to this. I'd love to do some more That Was the Geek That Was, but it was taking me so bloody long to get them done. Maybe it would be less now that I've discovered the Video Shop app that I can use and put pictures in the screen, but I still need to write them and record them. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, let me know what you think about any of these ideas, because this is partly a sounding board and also kind of partly like an apology, possibly. I don't know. Basically, there's so much going on in my head, and that's just the ideas bit of my head. There's so much other stuff going on, and not all of it's good, but actually a lot of it's not good. But there's good stuff going on as well, and I'm just like, oh, I need to try and move out of London as well, because I've had enough of London, and I need to try and get some more money, like not from Patreon or whatever. You know, I need to get a better job. Basically, that would cover a lot of things. And just generally. So I've got to go to work at 2, and my job, I'm not going to go into it, but it involves schedule changes and things for TV schedules, and Prince Philip's in hospital. So it's going to be a good day, guys.